I'm from Decorah, Iowa. Took a good drive to get here this morning. I'm retired from the technology and biomedical industry. My last position, I worked at what you would recognize if I named it as one of my premier research institutions, the biomedical institution, And my question here is kind of a variant of what's been asked before about when Congress is going to actually start to do their job again. But I want to put a particular twist on it. What I see from the administration, from DOGE, from the OMB and Richard Vaught, and frankly from the people who lead in Congress right now, is an absolute war on competence, a war on science, and a war on truth in order to get and I'll put my question in a very simple term. You talked a lot about Chinese Communist Party. You obviously care about whether or not we can compete in the world, and our standing in the world, and our ability to stand up to countries like China. And my question is, how in the name of heaven do you expect us to compete and succeed in the world and lead in the world, which is what we ought to be doing, when you participate in and you come here and repeat the war on truth and the lies, and you support activities like DOGE and the activities of OMB in firing scientists, other people who have competence. There's a war here on competence, on science, on truth. And I want to know when Congress is going to stand up and say, too much is too much. We need to go back to being leaders and to be leaders with our knowledge and capabilities and our own. What are you going to do?
Thanks, Steve, for the question. And I appreciate thinking biomedical industry. You know, when you look at the government, the federal government and the bureaucracy, especially over the last few years, we've seen just incredible growth and expansion. And we are $36 trillion in debt. I see it as one of the greatest risks to our ability to be competitive with countries like China on the global stage. 1 in 4 of the jobs created in the last 2 years under President Biden was in government. And I think that's the wrong way to grow our economy. If we're talking about real growth, it should be happening, let's say in the biomedical engineering industry, so we can be competitive, but those jobs are not created through government, they're created through the private sector. So I want to make sure that we're respecting taxpayer dollars, cutting through all that waste, fraud, and abuse, and I know I gave you some good examples of that. I would much rather see that go to places that are going to incentivize that trade access and that market development, which are going to make us more competitive. And I think the point of DOGE is to make sure that those services are available to Americans long term, and we can strengthen those. You know, $10 million for male circumcision in Mozambique, $20 million for Arab Sesame Street in the Middle East. I mean, come on, do you think we should be funding Sesame Street in the Middle East, or should we be funding